G'day guys, Josh here. I thought I would respond to what I was going to respond to actually. Respond to Asmongold's video that he made out to Amazon and Smilegate about the status of game on the NA and EU scene. And I'm going to say, mind you, this game has been very well released. You know, there's a few bits and bobs here and there which can be fixed and have a bit of issues with as well. You know, no OC servers being one of them. But overall, I'd say overall for a freemium game where, you know, pay to win does exist, I actually don't feel super pressured to just buy shit and progress. Like, I don't feel pressured at all. The only thing I bought was the Silver Founders Pack, and that's effectively all I bought. Now, you know, a lot of other people have been saying, like, you know, the game's really poor and stuff like that, and really criticizing the tier 3 honing and stuff like that. Now, Asmund focuses on the tier 3 honing, and he focuses on the release of additional content. Now, I feel like it's a bit unfair to a game such as this to really be heavily critical on not releasing all the catch-up content, and at the same time wanting the honing to be increased at the same time. And then saying that, you know, the event not being on for the first month really exacerbated this issue. Now, first of all, this game's intention is to basically level everything else up as the way we go. As you can see here, this is my Death Blade, only Josh and 2, where I just do a few Chaos Dungeons on it as well. Today I'm actually going to put a few Iron Souls here as well, because I got a few of these tokens that I'm going to basically put to the token people, because I keep forgetting to do so. And, you know, you can see here you can claim some of these things as well. In fact, I can claim this, eventually I can claim this when I get to it as well. Now, anyways, what I wanted to talk about is that there's two things that Asmon wanted to talk about and why it's going to cause an issue in the game where basically people can be effectively paying to winning. So one thing is the 1370 grind. Okay, so the 1370 grind can be a bit harsh, especially from 1355 to 1370, where it can be extremely harsh, where it goes from roughly 30 to 60% hones to about 15 to 10% hones. And I do agree, it can be extremely harsh in that single regard. Like, extremely, that's very harsh. In fact, the 14 to 15 one, where it is a 10% hone, is incredible. Especially, you can only raise it to 20% with full solar protection and stuff like that as well, which is like, that's not going to happen. You at least got to double these rates, because otherwise people are going to go elsewhere. Now, as we'll seem to suggest that the 60%, 50% is going to be around 40-50%. I don't think that's the case. If that's going to be the case, you're going to see essentially no real obstacle, you know, for any player to get to 1370, especially on multiple characters as well. And you got to remember as well that there's a bonus at hitting 1370 in your stronghold to make 20% mats less than 20% extra honing chance. So you exactly can't do that either. Otherwise, 1370 onwards is going to 1370 before that is going to be very easy for your second character, which is entirely the plan what they're doing here. Now, at the same time as well, there's a few other things as well that he highlights, such as, you know, the catch-up stuff and stuff like that. That will come out in South Fern, because we don't have South Fern yet, so we can't really, you know, be like this, because the end game is Argos at the moment. So if you want to get to the end game, unfortunately, you got to do a bit of grinding. You can't, you know, you can't get a bit of freebies, unfortunately. You got to do grinding and stuff like that. And this game wasn't meant to be played as, like, you know, a one-player kind of thing. You're meant to play it with multiple characters, like, you know, ults and stuff like that. And he highlights that, you know, that's quite boring, and the content is repetitive and stuff like that. But unfortunately, that's how the game is. You know, the game really highlights teamwork, really highlights roster levels, really highlights doing different areas. In fact, one mission for the Island Soul, for example, where you need a female character. I know this is a bug and stuff like that as well. But there's a few, you know, things that are like that. It's not just you can all just funnel one character and that's it. They entice you to make ults. They want you to get the knowledge transfer through as well. So by saying that, you know, you should be able to want level 1 character and get the maximum instead of having all your other characters feed your main character, it's a bit of a misnomer, and it just seems like that you may have misunderstood how the game is meant to be played. Basically, the game is meant to be played a bit differently, where effectively you're leveling up all your other characters up, you get one guy to the head, and then basically after that you can get the bonuses, the honing reductions, and then put your other guys through the content very easily. I mean, I feel like the catch-up mechanics via the tower, which you can go farm like level 1 stuff like that as well, and the tower level 2 actually helps a lot in tier 1 and tier 2. Now, the main issue he did say was only in tier 3. That was the bit of an issue. And, you know, tier 3, I do agree, from 1355 to 1370 is probably one of the most punishing hones there is, okay? Where you're just basically either getting a charity hone or you're somehow succeeding against the odds. And I do agree 100% on that, because that is absolutely ridiculous on what they're expecting you to do. Like, basically going against 1% odds. Now, will this kill the game? If you add, basically, like I say now, if you added all his mechanics and what he said, it will probably slow down. Like, it will probably take out the longevity. Now, someone may say, oh, why would it take out the longevity? It's because you can get everything maxed out very, very easily. And once you get everything maxed out, Lost Ark becomes effectively Diablo 3, where you're just basically grinding for like 0.2% upgrades. And, you know, some people just be like, I'm just going to wait to the next content patch and just leave it out here, basically, kind of thing. And Lost Ark realistically can't have that, because then basically the developers are running the servers for effectively nothing, and no one really wants that for a game. Okay, like, even though, like, if the whales are done quickly, then his doomsday scenario when the whales dry up and go away is going to happen a lot sooner rather than later. If we do all those mechanics where, you know, you get the catch-ups and stuff like that in as well. So that's going to bring that doomsday a lot sooner, because the whales can be all completed, and then they won't have to invest any money into the game. So that's the thing that we're looking at. Now, that may be unethical in a way, like, you can by enticing people to spend money, but, you know, the geniuses on YouTube, you got a lot of guides for this as well, where they have like guides and Excel spreadsheets and things to do where you can actually flourish in the freemium area, in the free-to-play market. You can actually flourish there as well, where you can sell mats, buy mats for cheap off Maris and stuff like that, and effectively farm your ults and stuff like that, where basically, you know, you use your time effectively and efficiently to get your ults up, to feed your main, and to be, you know, at least competitive with some of the players who just pay to win. You know, there's multiple different ways. And the thing is that time highlight wasn't highlighted too much on the ults and stuff like that. It was basically brushed off saying, you know, you're leveling ults during repeating content. This game's a bit different. This game isn't leveling one guy and stuff like that, and that's it. You want to level multiple people. They give you the most ult-friendly experience I've ever had in a game, and this includes WoW, this includes New World, and stuff like that, where, you know, if you don't have a level 50 ult on 60 ult on New World, you have to get another 60 ult. You have to grind another one to 60, which is crazy compared to how slow that game is to level compared to Lost Ark, where Lost Ark you can go to 50 in a day. And if you really wanted to, you'd speedrun it. Now, WoW, for example, to get to level 50, you can do a boost, and I can tell you right now, this game, Lost Ark, will have a boost as well. We'll have a boost straight to Punica, get straight to tier 3, just like that, from Go to Woe. It's going to have that, and it's going to cost money. And there'll be another complaint thread about that as well, because, you know, there was a lot of complaint threads about as well with, you know, the in-store purchases of skins and stuff like that as well. Now, overall, you know, the only big problem here is with the honing rates. You know, you got to just double them. Don't put on the 40 or 50%. You know, if you're going to do that, you're going to make sure they spend a lot of refining materials, because at the end of the day, people shouldn't be getting the 1370, 1385, or 1400. Otherwise, it's going to kill the game a lot sooner than you think. Like, it's going to kill the game on the other end, where basically people are grinding for 0% upgrades, and then all the people who've got to 1400 will stop. And as Asmongold said, the whales will go away. The whales will go away a lot sooner if you add in his changes. Now you can be like, oh, the Guardian raids and all that stuff. Well, that content isn't out yet, and that content's not due to be out until late April, from what we've seen. So we can't go for that yet. I'd say the catch-up mechanic where the honing will stop being punishing will come out when South Vern comes out, which is another story zone, and also as well to make it a bit easier from 1340 to 1370. And pretty much, I think 1465 at the end of the day is probably the highest it's going to get. I feel like that's going to be the main goal. And I think at the moment, just double honing rates, that's it. Don't change anything else. Don't change anything else. Just double honing rates from 12 to 15, and that's pretty much all you got to fix it. That'll fix the issues where people are more encouraged to go into their wallets and swipe the card. And also at the same time, it will reward people who are really, really efficient, really, really effective with the ults and with the Mara store management as well. that's my take on it. I feel like Asmon's right in some areas, but completely incorrect in others. And I feel like that he's trying his best, but he's trying his best. He means well. It's just he just doesn't realize the other end. I feel doesn't realize the other end. That if it's too easy, the dev will unfortunately for dev Amazon and stuff like that, they'll be out of pocket. And not to mention, this game is very, very good, and the worst thing to happen to it is go out of pocket. You know, it's very, very good. It's a more expansive Diablo 3. It's out there with Path of Exile. Anyways, that's my opinion. Josh out. Hope you guys have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe.